Hey, this is Taylor here at Truck World RVA. Today we're going to take some time and look at this 2021 Ford F600. It's a 6.7 diesel showing 105,000 miles, a little over 33 total engine hours, around 1,800 of that being idle. Has an 11-foot Knapheide service body, a stellar 7621 crane, brand new gas-driven air compressor in the bed. The compressor's mounted. We just have to hook up the air line to the hose reel that's in the crane compartment. But again, that's brand new, just installed. Hydraulic outriggers, a wireless factory remote. You have the master lock slides on the rear of the bed, rear work lights, strobe lights in the tail lights as well. Pretty nice truck all the way around. This was a one-owner fleet-owned truck that came to us from the southeast. There's no rust to speak of anywhere on the undercarriage, in the cab, frame, any of the bin floors. They're all dry and free of rust. Now, the goal of these videos is to show you everything about the truck as if you were here looking at it in person. So in the first half of the video, we'll go around the exterior of the truck. I'm going to point out any cosmetic imperfections I find. We'll look inside all the bins. We'll look at the undercarriage as well. In the second half of the video, I'll do a cold start, do a short drive just down the cul-de-sac. We'll take a look at the engine, and then we'll run all the equipment on the truck. As you can see, no rust underneath whatsoever, bone dry. Now, if you have any questions or need any additional photos, videos, or information, feel free to call or text 804-716-8487 anytime. I'm always happy to send over any additional information you might need. I can send over a list of the repairs just performed on the truck, parts and labor receipts for everything we just did to it. Power locks, power windows, cruise control, steering wheel controls. You have your bed control panel down there that controls the lighting on the bed. Factory wireless remote and its charging cradle there. No rips or tears in the interior. A little bit of staining there on the vinyl on the driver's seat. Now, in these videos, I try to be as thorough and transparent as possible. My goal is for you to see everything about the truck that you would see if you were looking at it here in person. Have a little scratch right here on the fender, chip here, two very small chips there. The steer tires are not new. They have okay tread remaining, have a little life left on them. I don't know, maybe about half life. They are evenly worn. They're not cupped in any way. Front bumper is clean and free of any dings or dents. Actually, I take that back. There's a small dent right here. I don't know if you can even see it. It's just pushed in right here to the right of the license plate bracket, but that's the only thing I do see there. No chips or scratches in the hood, and the passenger fender is clean as well and free of any chips or scratches. It rained a lot yesterday. We got a little bit of mud up here that we can wash off. Passenger side steer tire matches the driver's side. Now, as I mentioned, the bed is an 11-foot Knapheide service body. You have the factory bed liner along the bin fronts and inside the bed. That's pretty well intact. Has a little bit of staining here and there on the bed liner, but none of those are chips. It's just like mud staining on the bed liner itself. A little bit of paint failure on the front of some of the hinges as well that you can see right here. but overall that factory paint is in pretty good shape. Now, we did have just the wheel wells repainted on both sides. There was some paint peel there. I'm assuming that the whatever the prep from the factory done was not great. We had a big spot of paint peel right here just on the wheel well panel. So those wheel well panels have been painted. Otherwise, it's factory paint throughout the bed, and you can see it still reflects and shines. It's in pretty good shape overall. All the doors close, latch, lock, and seal as they should. We do have the bin keys, and all the latches are keyed the same, so the same key operates all the service body latches. This passenger 1 compartment is for your torch bottles. So you have your hangers up there, your bottle racks, and your straps. On the left hand side, you have a couple sets of shelves with dividers there in them. Interior tabs along the inside of this bed, so you can move these shelves up and down or add more shelves in. In this compartment, at least, they don't run the entire length of the compartment, so there's not a lot of variability there in the configuration, but in some other compartments you'll have more tabs to move the shelves up and down and set them up however you like. Passenger 2 compartment here, we have more sets of shelves and then some more dividers laying there to use in the shelving units. Matching drive tires, it's Toyos all the way around. They're in about the same condition as the steers. Zero rust on the bed floor or up in the wheel well compartment. Over this passenger wheel well, 1 shelf inside of there. And you have the factory drip rail all along the edge. Again, bed liner is on the bin tops, as well as inside of the bed. Looks like they had something mounted up under this crane, so we have a couple holes here. We'll go ahead and fill those holes. Any holes like that we find, we do fill before the truck heads out, just to ensure all the compartments are waterproof. This is your crane compartment here. So again, it's a 7621 crane, 7,500 pound lifting capacity, 2-stage hydraulic extension out to 21 feet. You have your Railcraft hose reel in the bottom that's routed right outside the back of the bumper. Outrigger control levers, master disconnect panel. This sends power back to the body controller here, master cutoff for it. This will operate all your bed lighting, as well as send power to the crane receiver. You can turn the compressor on and off from here. You can also operate it off the remote. Air regulator and dryer right here, and then 1 shelf inside that compartment. On the back of the bed, you have your master slide locks here, so you can push these in, put a padlock through it, lock the entire bedside all the way down at once. There's strobes mounted inside of these tail lights, and then you have your work lighting on the rear as well. The outriggers are hydraulic. The crane side extends, the non-crane side does not. And you have your pass-through storage compartment inside of the rear bumper. Bed liner on the bumper is also in pretty good shape. A couple spots like the corner. You have this little kind of piece that's bent here, and then some spots on the lip where it's scratched up. This is just from climbing in and out of the bed. That can just be washed off. Tow hitch receiver. Factory tie downs inside the bed. The bed liner inside the bed is a little worn. You can see areas where it's chipped or peeled up. Overall, it's still in decent shape, but at some point probably would benefit from getting resprayed there. Up on top of the driver rear, this is a factory welder mount bracket, so without having to drill holes into the top of the bin, you can mount a welder on this bracket here. Again, another slide lock for that entire driver's side compartment. 2 more sets of shelves in the driver rear compartment. full set of bolt drawers here. I believe there's 18 total. Some dividers located inside there as well. They're just plastic, they're not metal bolt drawers. They hold up okay. They're real cheap to replace if they do break, so that's a plus. Obviously not as nice as a metal set, but they do fine. You also have another factory mount up here if you ever decided to go with a hydraulic compressor. That's typically what's mounted right there. Again, all we need to do is hook up the air line to the new compressor we put in, and that'll get that going there, which we'll do right after I do this video. A little bit of paint damage here, right in the middle here of this body seam. A little bit right there as well. And then over here, you have a small little chip right here in the bottom, a little crease in the bottom of that door, and then just on the door edge as well. Have a couple nicks there too. Inside this compartment, we have a full set of CTech drawers on the left-hand side, 2 more shelves on the right-hand side. Nice set of drawers, they all slide the way they should. Smooth operation on all of these. I'm a big fan of these CTech drawers, they hold up well. You can put more dividers in here, you have more dividers up here for the drawers too. So all the extra dividers you'll need to kind of get this thing organized are all in the truck. Now that about wraps up the cosmetic portion of the video. Now I'm going to hop in the truck and take it for a quick drive. When I get back, we'll take a look at the engine, and then we'll run the crane and the rest of the equipment on it. Now the truck does have a check engine light currently that's for a knock sensor. Had some time today to do this video, so we do have the part in to fix that. I just wanted to shoot the video real quick while I had time. 3,500 total engine hours, 1,300 idle hours. 104, 140 on the miles. And again, that check engine light will be fixed today. Power locks, power windows, cruise control, factory exhaust brake is up here. Again, you can control the bed lighting from this panel here, and then we'll get into how the crane works there. Now being an F600, you have the 22,000 GVWR, so a little bit more payload than this over a 550. Plenty of power, gets up to speed very quickly. Exhaust brake works pretty well. I don't know why Rams seem to have or Cummins, I guess, have a much better exhaust brake than the Fords, but it's better than not having an exhaust brake, I guess. Super tight turning radius. And again, this is the 6.7 Powerstroke, mated to the 10-speed transmission. Rip it down the cul-de-sac again. So shifts through all those gears nicely. Again, tons of power in this truck, really gets up and goes. Let's take a look at the engine, and then we'll run the crane and the outriggers on it. Front mounted strobes in the grille. You have your strobe light on top of the headache rack as well. The torch compartment does not have interior lighting. These two compartments do. There's none in the crane compartment, and then all the compartments down the driver's side have interior LED light strips. One side mount LED light there up by the crane. You have your rear strobes, like I said, and the tail lights, as well as your 2 rear work lights there on the back of the truck body. And then more LED interior light strips throughout all of these compartments as well. One more side mount LED work light off the driver's side. The PTO is run off the aux1 upfitter switch. Once you hit that on, it commands the PTO on and idles the truck up. You can go into operating the outriggers and all the hydraulic equipment on the truck. Outriggers are nice and quick. Inner tubes are clean. Now once again, the crane is run off a factory wireless remote. To turn the receiver on, you have to power up that crane button right there. Now I'm showing linked here on the remote. It's fully proportional, so the trigger on the back controls how fast the crane operates. I'm going to unhook this pulley block by throwing it up in the air, and then we'll run it out to its full extension. Again, that's 21 feet is the full reach. Now most of what I'm doing here is full speed operation. Again, you can feather the speed by using that trigger, so you can really make the crane move as slow as you'd like it to move, but this is basically max speed is what I'm operating it on throughout the video. We'll test the any 2-block switch here. As soon as that pulley block hits that bracket, it should lock me out of going any further, which it does. That's fully extended out to 21 feet. Inner boom is nice and clean down both sides. Hard to see in these videos, but it does have plenty of thickness left on the wear pads. I don't know that I can really show you. You can see the gap or the spacing there. On both those boom extensions, those wear pads look pretty well new. I don't think this crane's seen a lot of use. Again, I'm going to feather the speed here just so you can see how slowly you can operate the crane. You can make it barely move there, really get it into a nice tight spot, and then speed it up like so. Rotation bearing is nice and tight, not much swap whatsoever. Teeth are all in good shape. Another feature of this remote is that you can also turn the truck off from the remote as well. Now once you do that, you can come over here, turn all your light switches off as well. curb lights, street lights. Turn this main body panel off. That'll kill the power to that light panel, save your battery from draining there. But once again, this is a 2021 Ford F600, 22,000 GVWR, 6.7 Powerstroke, 10-speed automatic, 105,000 total miles, with a stellar 7621 crane, a brand new gas compressor, one set of drawers. Really clean truck. If you have any questions at all, feel free to call or text 804-716-8487. This is Taylor at Truck World RVA. This is all I buy and sell. If you're looking for something similar or slightly different, please feel free to reach out. I have all different sizes and configurations. I'm always getting more trucks in, so let me know what you're looking for. And I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video.